Hey guys, welcome back to...
Whoa. It's not welcome back because this is the first episode.
It is, but we've been recording the podcast for like 3 years. So this is like our third season. So welcome back to our old listeners. And we welcome all the new listeners. Yep. You know, most of you guys know that we used to be the Extreme Parenting Podcast, but we got a new name.
Oh, yeah. The Village Group Chat, because you guys are part of our village.
Yes.
You know, I feel like I'm part of your village.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. You are.
Wow, I say it like that. I mean, like I did something wrong.
You know, every village got a black sheep. And it's like, nah, you've been an intricate part of my village.
Your husband, your kids, all of your kids love me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, guys, welcome back. Welcome to the Village Group Chat podcast. My name is Selikka Wood.
Yep, my name is Mike Rodgers.
And we are super excited just to be able to share another season with you guys. Of course, this is the first season of the Village Group Chat, but we had like I mentioned before, we had the Extreme Parenting Podcast, and we had let me say that. I keep on talking about it in past tense. We had some devoted listeners, and I'm just excited to be able to be back doing what we love to do and expanding our vision for this podcast and being able to reach more families and just make our impact. I think we should give them some backstory though on why we changed the name.
Yeah. One of the reasons why we changed the name was kind of shifting the direction. You know, what we're hoping and praying is that we're able to provide hope and encouragement and practical tips as we navigate our family's journey.
That's the mission. We're gonna do it together.
Yeah, and I really appreciate just a network of individuals that you can trust and that you can even trust sending your kids to help support and grow. Just life can be a journey.
Yeah, I agree. So we have, we normally, how can they connect with us first? We're gonna let y'all know how y'all can now connect with us, and we'll also let them know at the end too.
Yeah, okay. One of the best ways that you can connect with us is the Village Group Chat on IG. We also have a Village Group Chat Gmail account, you know, so if you want to shoot an email, if that's what you're comfortable with, definitely. You could connect with her from...
Yes, at @no_ordinary_mom at on IG. So that's you can follow my family and all my journey.
Yep. And if you want to connect with me, everybody wants to connect with me. So just go to Mike J. Rodgers 1. That's Mike J. Rodgers 1 on Instagram.
Cool. So, we normally always have an icebreaker. But being as though we had...
Yeah, we're not doing icebreakers anymore. You know, we've upgraded this.
What's the new thing?
Getting to know you.
Oh, my God.
Since we're talking about family, I think it's important whenever you have an opportunity to dive a little deeper into the life of family and friends. It's a great way to really introduce some parts of who you are and who you're developing to be. And so really, they've know us, people who have checked us out and people who are new listeners, they're to a degree they know us. But really, when it comes to your role here at Zion, what could you say about your title? Like, what do you do?
I am the family ministry coordinator. I work alongside Pastor Mike and Pastor Eric Kellum, and I really believe like we serve our department period serves as kind of like a liaison between the church and families, and we're always looking for new ways to be able to pour into families, create these experiences, have conversations that maybe typically aren't had in the Sunday service, like just really try to create opportunities for families to grow closer. That's where this podcast comes in. Yeah. That was the whole vision behind that. Like, let's have these conversations that we believe that families should be having, or would be beneficial to families. So this is just like a little small, corner of what we do, but I'm thankful to work with, and this is a dream come true for me.
Look at
you
that.
know, family over everything.
Yeah. And, we have this podcast, but we typically work together on a frequent basis. I serve as the family pastor, and I'm grateful just to have opportunities when it comes to different individuals' experiences, going from pre-marriage to couples counseling, baby dedication, is really being able to support our community through those different
in a major way. Don't downplay it. I'm telling you, if you got any connection with Extreme in the past, Extreme Children's Church, you didn't heard about Pastor Mike. Tell them, ask about you.
Pastor Mike said.
Pastor Mike said. I will never forget when my kids, when my oldest daughter, who's 19, when she was younger, you were her pastor. She didn't know nothing about no pastor battle, which is wild. She was like, Pastor Mike is my pastor.
Yeah.
So you the GOAT with let's say kids 2003 on down.
No, it's definitely an honor and pleasure. Even just being able to support and connect with those parents too. That was very, very valuable. And I'm forever grateful for that experience.
Yeah. Cool. So can we do my icebreaker? Getting to know you. I've known you for a long, long time.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time.
It's a long time.
But I feel like they're always just kind of like, we can always learn something new about, one another. It's levels. It's levels. You're right about that. So my question, and this really is off the top of my head. I didn't plan this because at first I was going to do a joke, about how you get your head so shiny. But I decided to pull it back. I want to know, what is the best piece of advice you have ever received in your entire life? It doesn't have to be about family. It doesn't have to be about finance. Anything something you just still hold on to till this day in your life.
Man, the best piece of advice that I got, that I hold on to, just functioning and living with a level of transparency, not just putting all of your business out to everybody, but genuinely aligning myself with individuals who can motivate me, encourage me in those moments where I do feel down, or in those moments where I'm overwhelmed. But just having core group of friends and core group of family who can motivate me.
That's real good. Yeah. It's really, really good.
What would you say for yours?
Mine's probably came from my husband. He early on, he always would say, don't allow people to take you too high or too low. Let that encouragement give you the same type of energy. I mean, let any type of negativity stay in its place, and you take everything with a grain of salt. Don't ever let anything take you out of your character, basically. That's what he was just trying to say. So when you getting all of these compliments and, still remain humble, still, be yourself. Don't act like you above somebody else. And just like if you get negative comments, that don't mean you got to be down on yourself. And it doesn't matter. So he said, he said, don't allow people to take you too high or too low. You set the bar.
Yeah, your husband sounds like a wise guy.
He is so wise. Oh, I love him so much. Shout out to my husband. Shout out to my husband. Yeah. All right, so our episode today, we're talking about our village and creating your village, building your village. But I wanted to give some background just to our family dynamics. I'm married. I've been married for 12 years, and I have 3 children. I'm a 19-year-old girl, a 11-year-old boy, and a 9-year-old girl. And I don't plan on having any more.
Yeah, 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids. How about you?
Oh, man. I have 2 kids. Been married for coming up on 12 years. So kind of around the same time.
Yeah.
Wife has been phenomenal. Been very supportive. And we've definitely navigated some things. But I feel blessed to be able to say that I am the husband of one wife. And man, my wife, from an education perspective to support perspective, she's been phenomenal.
Yeah, you married up. I knew you before you were married, so you definitely married up.
I did. I married up. I have no problems with saying that.
There
I
you
married
go.
up. You know, I was just wearing white T-shirts and stuff before she was there.
Right. Yeah. All right, so we could dive into the conversation though.
Let's dive in.
Yeah.
All right. So typically you'll hear the saying, "It takes a village." What would you say when you hear that? It takes a village. One, where did it come from?
I always thought that it was like an old proverb. Like, nobody really knows where it came from. It's just like, if you part of the African American community, you didn't heard it takes a village.
That's true.
Yeah, so, I mean, but my interpretation of it is that, like, no parent or, anybody raising somebody else, nobody can do it alone. You need, like, a group of core people to be in your corner, to give you advice, to hold you accountable. But I'm like, do you think it's like still a real thing in 2022? Like when we were younger, both of us are 80s babies, and I know we had the neighbor who would snatch us up.
Oh yeah, you best believe.
They gonna tell your parents you do something wrong. We'll get into that later. But do you think like the whole "it takes a village" thing is a real thing in 2022?
For my family, for my kids, definitely. There are even some friends that we go on vacation with, and we're able to just enjoy and build those relationships. But when you look at it from more of a global standpoint, I don't know if people value family or familiar relationships as much as they did in the past and before. And I'm hoping that it would get back to a standpoint where you can get spanked by the kid by the family.
No.
I know. But a form of being able to respect but get reprimanded by neighbors and by individuals inside the school systems. But it's definitely changed. Like the environment that our kids are growing up in now, it's it's totally different than how it was for us.
Yeah, I wonder what's the reason. Like for me, if I may answer my own question, I think that it has a lot to do with like trust, and some people be taking it too far.
Yeah,
to like actually they taking the whole village thing too far. But I do think it's value in finding your village. But something you said when you were talking about the village is you said something about family, like valuing family. I don't think your village always has to be your family.
Yeah.
And I think that for some reason, like I felt like it was a turning. It's starting to become a turning point where people are realizing the value of having others around you to help you raise your kids, because I think it's important it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to raise a parent.
Yeah.
Like it's no way I'm not the same. I know that I'm a better parent because of the things that I started reading. I started, I had started to have more self-awareness about, and the people I surrounded myself with.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. I think your church community or school community, those individuals who you look at with respect are is a great opportunity for you to structure even just give you a break when you need a break.
Yeah.
Send them over to the neighbor. Now make sure that you trust and you understand that their morals and values aren't drastically different than yours.
Yeah, they have to align.
Yeah, that's important. And just feeling comfortable with saying, mom's having a bad day, dad's feeling overwhelmed, why don't you go hang with some cousins, why don't you go hang with your godparents. And that structure and that support system is very important for our health and our emotional strength.
But I think building that trust within, whether it's family, outside of family, because I'm like one of the people, like, I trust this many people.
You got one chance.
Oh, you definitely
got one opportunity.
Yeah, I don't trust a whole bunch of people, but my core, my village is tight. Like, so what does your village look like?
My village is comprised of, I have such a large family.
Yeah.
So a lot of uncles, with my kids, uncles and aunts, they were my brothers and sisters. Thank God my parents are still physically here. And so they're part of the village, aunts. Now again, just because you aunt and uncle, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to watch my kids.
Ever.
But being able to have strategic conversations with the people who I want to be able to impact my children, it's important.
Yeah. Well, for me, my village would be definitely my mother-in-law. She's been like a huge support system with with our kids and my family, me and my husband and myself. But when I think about like my expanding that a little bit further, it would have to be my cousins. I have 3 cousins who are like really close to me.
What's their name?
Bunny, Buffy, and T.
You said that. You breezed right through that. Bunny,
Buffy, those are my cousins. And but we grew up like sisters. Yeah. And those are the people, and then I have an aunt and uncle too who are like my parents. They practically, they were part of my village growing up. So they were like and even to this day, like my children look at them like grandparents. So, but they're all people who, they know where I stand and the type of things that I want to instill in my children. They're people that I respect. They're people that I know that when I'm not around you, I can count on you to know how to support me and know how I will want you to respond in certain situations. So my village isn't huge, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with my core people. Trust is such a huge thing with me. I need to know that I can trust you. Your integrity is going to be top notch. Like, and you know, what people say, integrity is what you do when nobody's looking. Yeah. Like, I want to know that when I'm not around, you still will uphold those same values and morals, and treat my children with respect. But I also think that it's more than just them supporting me. I think it's important that we be the village as well. I pray that I am to them what they are to me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What are some characteristics? I know you kind of started. What are some characteristics that you see inside of your village, or something that attracts you to your particular village?
Yeah. Accountability. And accountability with myself. You want somebody, and I know in my village, I want somebody who's going to call me out on my stuff. Yeah. If I'm not operating at my best potential, I want you to, pull me aside and say something to me. I want you to check on me, make sure I'm good. If something seem a little off, like I want you to hold me accountable for the decisions that I make. I want to be able to have open and honest conversations about how we are going to treat one another, how we're going to treat each other's children. I don't want to assume that your response is going to be my response, and so I want to be clear with you. I need clear lines of communication. Support, of course. Yeah. I want to be able to, when I think of myself as being a village for somebody else, I want to be supportive to them, and I want them to do the same for me. How about you?
There are some moments where I just want to be encouraged. Yeah. Everyone has those down moments in their lives. Something like you go out, start your car, your car don't start. You lose something. You get a bad report at school or either at work, and I just want someone who looks at me and just sees that there's something different in my personality, and just provide a level of encouragement. So that's because life is unpredictable, especially with COVID and everything that we're still in the process of recovering from. That stuff can be very difficult to face.
Yeah. Your village showed up when your challenges that you have recently.
Major health
challenges. Yeah. And that GW, that daggone waiting room was packed to capacity.
Man, I thank God for that.
Yeah.
I thank God for that. But I believe that the people who were there supporting me and my family, there was emotional moment, but then also a lot of that was reciprocated based on the investment that I made into those individuals' lives.
Yeah.
So basically, a quicker way of saying that, I was present for them in their moments, and they were present for us in our moments.
That's good. That's really, really good. Being the village. You've been the village, and therefore your village showed up for you.
Yeah. What would you say when it comes to another descriptive or adjective that you would use when you're looking for a strong village, or when you're building a strong village? What would be another adjective that you use?
Man, I don't know. You go first. I gotta think. I mean, because I feel like I've used all the adjectives of things that I look for in my village. You go first.
I would say motivation. Somebody who can genuinely motivate when you're feeling down, when you want to break through or try something new. Just being able to say, hey, you're capable. Look at all that you've gone through. Look at what you've been through. I don't even know where I got the statement from, but God's not done with you yet. God's not through. And having those, or even just sharing the levels of scripture, certain scriptures with me that are applicable for the experience that I'm in, provides a level of motivation. And so I'm my boys, my family, man, when you communicate or say something, I want it to be encouraging, motivate me to move on to that next level.
Yeah, for I would say consistency. Like, I need you to be consistent in and that could be just something like a personal preference, just kind of the way that I'm made up. I'm pretty much, anybody who knows me, like, I'm pretty much the same all the time. And I could be going through something, but I'm pretty even keel for the most part. But just be like consistent. Don't sometimes be there and sometimes don't be there, or sometimes you are offering encouraging words, and other times you throwing shade. Like, I just need you to be consistent and honest and trustworthy. Trustworthy. I mean, that goes hand in hand with honesty for me. But because I just can't have you around. I can't have you. Ever had to kick somebody out your village?
Oh man, I'll never forget. I will never forget. It was
out of the circle of trust.
Yeah, not even that, but there was something that was done or said that where I was like, man, I can't trust you anymore. And instead of just throwing shade or like, let's not delay this. Yeah, this is not good for me. It's not healthy for you. It's time to. We'll dap up. We'll call it what it is. All right, you go. And genuinely, hey man, I pray that you will be able to move forward with life. Yeah. But us moving forward with our friendship, it ain't working. It ain't happening.
Yeah. That comes with a level of maturity, though. Yeah. But I had to kick somebody out, and I don't even think about it.
You kick me out all the time.
That's not true.
Look, real quick.
If you don't act right, you got to go. So look, that's a pro tip to all of our listeners. Don't be afraid to kick somebody out your village.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Because I mean, they may mean well, but there's some unhealthy people who have not explored, like, to their core, like, what are some of the things that are driving them or motivating them? It's not that I don't want you around me. Just some of the things that you could be doing could be toxic to our relationship. Yeah. Bringing me down, making me feel or act out in some kind of way.
Yeah. That's real. Yeah. All right, where we going next?
I was about to say, we're having such a great conversation, deep. What would you say is the benefits of having a strong village? Like, we've talked about our village, and we even highlighted some of the benefits, but I believe it's important, especially when it comes to our children, of making sure that our parents are grounded and, and giving them examples of people that or attributes that you could ascribe to or desire when you're growing, because our children are getting older. I'm looking at my son, and it's slight change in his voice. He's getting taller, and he keeps trying to, obviously he keeps trying to let him know, man, we've talked about spankings before, but more of a tier approach to to behavioral development and all those different things. But man, I know and believe I can't spank him now. He's about bigger than me. So how can I communicate and connect with him to where he feels comfortable with sharing what's going on in his life? And it's important. It's a priority. But I still just want to be present for him. Same thing with my daughter. She's 6, going on 16, 26. Says so much. Thinking is just off
She's
the
so smart.
wall, man. She's just a phenomenal. So organized too. Like I'm talking about, like has a calendar in her room at 6 years old and is marking off her calendar every day.
That's because she her mama's child. That's why. Those two are like connected at the hip.
Yep,
right?
that is true.
They have a lot of similarities, obviously. But those are even times like when you talk about having those moments of I don't know if it's too dramatic to say like discord, but those are times like where you can pull on your village. You might have somebody in your circle who maybe can't. You know what? I just need a breather right now. But you want somebody else who's gonna be able to step in for
godparents.
you. Yeah, you want somebody who's gonna step in. I know. My kid's godmother has been a godsend for real. Like, which is Buffy.
Yeah.
So I know that I can always depend on her to show up, and even when the toughest of conversations, or maybe it could be something that I'm trying to convey to my kids is just not like connecting or whatever. Yeah. Just having somebody who gonna follow up, do that layup for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pass the oop. That's a lob the oop.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that. Just somebody who is gonna follow up with the same information. It could be in a different way, but you know that the heart of what you're trying to get through to your kids is the same. Like, that's invaluable.
Yeah. Especially in the seasons of life that they're going that they're moving into.
Yes.
My son, he's moving to double digits now. He's going from 9 to 10. At some point, he's going to go from moving to his teenage years. At some point, he's going to be graduating from high school. So being able to have people that you trust and have a relationship with that can echo what it is that you're communicating to your children.
Yeah. I think this has me like reflecting on my village. I'm thankful for them. So what would you say to a person who's trying to build their village right now? We wanted to offer our viewers, listeners, if you're watching this on YouTube, listening to us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple.
Put all the
iTunes. Like if you're listening, somebody is just kind of like, I just really want that support. I need that support, like that y'all are talking about. Where do I even begin?
That's a great question. I would say start with people that you are close with, individuals who you have a relationship with. They can be family members or best friends. Some people you may have went to high school with or college, but you're still able to connect. But you are aware and you know their desires. And again, with every relationship, there's going to be a little bit of tension. But that's would be my recommendation. Start with somebody that you're close to. Investigate. If you want to go dive a little deeper, and even just with what my wife and I did when we were identifying their godparents, we actually like took the godparents out and we, first and foremost paid for dinner. And then we also gave them a level of expectation. Hey, we want you to be involved in our lives, but then also support our kids too.
Yeah. That's good. I would piggyback on that and say, I'm glad you said to reach out to people who are close to you. But I also would encourage people to look outside of their circle, because there are people who maybe aren't as close to you right now who have so many like gifts and talents and just wisdom to be able to offer to you and your family. And I'm not saying that go find a stranger or whatever, but don't close your mind off to like it has to be a family member. Or and also, I have a million thoughts going through my head at one time. There's levels to your village. That doesn't mean that this person like is going to be, your kid or you or whoever. You're going to be spending the night at their house and they're going to be spending alone. It's not that. I'm just talking about, think of people that you admire who have attributes that you admire or specific talents or gifts. And maybe it's something that you think will be of value to pour into your family or your child. Don't be afraid to reach out to those people, even if it looks like a mentorship type of, situation. You never know who will end up being a part. I mean, you and I were strangers at one point, and you have been like an intricate part of my kids', spiritual life.
Say that one more time.
No, I'm not saying it again. But you get what I'm saying. Like, if I just close my mind off to only my brothers and my sisters, or my mom and my dad, like, I would have been limiting. You have been able to, and I'm just using this as an example, you have been able to offer my family and specifically my children, some spiritual wisdom that maybe somebody else who is genetically related to me couldn't have. So I would encourage everybody listening, don't close yourself off. Think about people that you admire, and they have things that you would aspire to be, or you think that would be of value to your kid, and reach out to them. Maybe have lunch with them. Just kind of see, share that with them and see if there's a potential that they could be part of your village.
Yeah, go deeper.
Go deeper. Go deeper. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just overwhelmed. There's so many different emotions going on because technically we are at the end of our first episode
of our newly branded podcast, the Village Group Chat. I gotta get used to not even mentioning Extreme Parenting Podcast.
That's what it was for many years, Extreme Parenting Podcast. But the goal was we expanded it because we want to not just solely focus on parents, but talk about other topics that impact the entire family.
Marriage, finances, spirituality. Like, we just didn't want to limit it to just parenting, extreme parenting, but don't get it twisted though. We still
gonna talk about parenting.
We still talk about family. We still talk about parenting. But we just gonna expound a little bit. I'm excited about it.
So if people wanted to connect with us, how could they do it? Connecting with you. We'll start with you first.
Like I mentioned at the beginning, you can find me on IG. I'm very active there at @no_ordinary_mom, and you are.
They can find me on Instagram at Mike J Rodgers 1. That's Mike J Rodgers 1 on Instagram.
Our email is villagegroupchat@gmail.com.
Oh, gotcha.
Villagegroupchat@gmail.com. But on IG is The Village Group Chat.
The Village Group Chat. So The Village Group Chat on IG. That's, look, just check the information down. Hit us up. We would love to connect with you.
Be in the notes.
All right. Well, that's officially the end of our first.
We back,
podcast.
y'all. We
That's
back,
right.
y'all. We back, y'all.
And we look forward to you joining us for the days, the weeks.
Yes, new episodes every week, every Friday.
Years to come.
Yep.
You'll have a great one.
Bye, guys.